Hi, everybody. I am coming on to talk about me. Um, Today was a big day today. This past week, actually. Past couple months, even. I'm going through some big changes. Anyone who follows anything that I put on Facebook has an idea of what I'm talking about. Sending my daughter, my oldest, off to college. We moved her in this past Friday, and my two youngest, my middle, Colin, is now a freshman in high school, and Noah, I still can't keep track of anyone's names. There's too many in this house. But we put him in kindergarten today, and so I am feeling a little bit like an empty nester. There's like this openness, this space for me to fill back in with myself, and what that means. How do you show up in life now that your kids are kind of like not needing you as much? And another question that was asked of me a little while back by somebody that I've been working with some spiritual and energy healing. She said, I don't understand why moms sacrifice so much of themselves when they have children. And question has been pondering inside of me for months since I saw her. I think it was last February. I didn't have an answer, and I'm not sure that I do have an answer now, but there's a process of walking through that question. Because it's a really amazing and important question. Why do mothers sacrifice so much of themselves when they have children? Some mothers do it the entire life of their children until they're 18 and they go off to college, and even still they try to continue self-sacrificing and not showing up for who they are and what their purpose is. Because I do believe that our purpose as mothers is more than just to raise our children, though that's an exceptionally important thing to do. Why else are we here? Why else do we walk on this planet and show up? It's not just to birth children and raise them and send them out into the world. So I guess the better question is what is our purpose? Why are we here? What are some of the ways that we can show up in this world that brings value and helps fill a need and helps fill that piece to the puzzle that I believe that we're all meant to step into? I'm sitting here on a rock for the last hour, processing and breathing and trying to meditate all of the things through that are not flowing, which is why I'm sitting here. For why am I here? I have been sitting at home, relatively speaking, raising my children. Though I'm doing a lot of work on myself, the focus and the onus on what my intention is, how I show up in the day is, I think about me, but it never gets to me. And why is that? What have I not been doing, or have not been inviting in, or not leaving space for, so that it's not ever about me? Or at least not in the capacity that I'm able to thrive like they are. We as mothers, we self-sacrifice to the point at times where our health isn't great. We don't move our bodies the way we did maybe before we had those kids. And I don't think it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe sometimes for a while, but maybe not. But anyways, I am sitting here at the beach at Short Sands in York, Maine, enjoying this beautiful landscape, waves and boats, processing what this means, this next phase in my life. And I'm super excited also, though. I remember when I first divorced and the kids would go off to my ex-husband's house for a few days, and the house, how empty it was. And I just cried for a while. Until one day I got to a point where I was like, okay, you can either cry or you can figure out who you are and what you want, so that So you're not spending multiple days a week just sitting here crying because you can't figure out what else your purpose is in life. And I figured it out then. And I grew a business, and I got into some of the best shape that I had ever been in since I was a kid. And I did things I hadn't done before, hiked big mountains, loved it. Still love it, though I don't do it so much anymore yet. But I'm sitting here thinking about all those things and how to jump back in. Life's different now. I'm different. A lot's changed. A lot's shifted. But there's like this opening of excitement that while there's like this opening of the unknown, there's this opening where there's this flow of excitement starting to go in of it's about me again. And I think that space was well created because if we're not doing our best, if we're not our best selves when we show up in the world, or for our kids, and what's that teaching them? We started homeschooling a couple years ago, and that came with a whole host of challenges and lessons. And then we shifted into kind of a learning center school that you participate in as homeschoolers, and that was really super helpful for all of us on many different levels. Learning, one of the greatest things that I learned as a homeschooling mom for the time that we've been doing it has been that as a homeschooling mom, you're not meant to fulfill all those needs of your children. You're meant to be an advocate. You're meant to see and connect and build a relationship with them so that you can help them step into their greatest selves. That doesn't mean you're supposed to be the one who helps to do it all. One of the greatest group of people has been in the last couple of years that I have witnessed help support my children break through some of their greatest challenges, to embrace their empowerment, and step out of victimhood, that victim mindset, that self-limiting mindset, and step more into a growth mindset, which leads to a great sense of empowerment and self-worth. So now it's my turn. Stay tuned.